than half of the governors in the U.S. are now opposing allowing Syrian refugees into the U.S. Governor Sam Brownback of Kansas is taking control of his state's safety, he says, signing an executive order instructing the state agencies not to participate in the relocation of Syrian refugees in Kansas. He joins me now over the phone. Governor, thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything that the feds could say that would make you feel like this is safe? What could they do to assuage your fears?
I'm not sure there is anything they could do at this point in time, because the population they're dealing with is coming from a failed state of Syria. We don't have good data on this population. We know that the terrorists have announced they're trying to penetrate the refugees to make them attack, be jihadists themselves. I think this is a very imprudent move by the administration to bring this population into the country at this time of heightened concern and focus by the jihadists and in the United States.
What do you say to people on the other side of the argument, you know, who see people fleeing for their lives, who see people running because they think, I mean, they know other people who have been killed, they think their own lives are in danger, they're fleeing with their children. There are some people who say, wouldn't you just accept, you know, grandmothers and small children? I mean, what do you say to people who make all of those arguments and think that you're being heartless? Well,
I think we ought to help resettle them in that region. And that we ought to work with our allies, or some that aren't such close as allies in that region, to help resettle people there. You know, look, too, there are millions of refugees around the world. There are people fleeing difficult circumstances everywhere. If we want to be more kind-hearted, let's go to other regions that have not targeted us for destruction. That's a key piece that's going on here. We know that a number of these refugees are being pursued to be people that will attack in the United States. And plus, our population here, we take more refugees than almost any other country I can think of around the world. We take more immigrants into the United States than any other country around the world. We are a country of immigrants. But this is not a situation that is boding well for the safety.
Let me ask you about the practicality of what you're talking about here, because there are a lot of governors like yourselves who say that they aren't going to admit refugees. But if there's a state near you that does, how are you going to keep those people from coming into your own state?
No, it's very difficult to do that. I would readily say that, but I would also hope the administration would look at this and say, you've got now 29 governors, over a majority, that are saying don't do this. I would hope the administration would say, well, maybe there's some wisdom coming from that large of a group of governors saying that we should not do this for the safety of Americans. And this is the same sort of thing we did after 9/11. We reduced the refugee flow because we couldn't really vet the refugees that were coming into the country.
Can I ask you, it's very unlikely that the president is going to agree with your sentiment anytime soon. Have you looked into how much legal power you have to say no?
We have, for as far as we can say we're not going to cooperate. This is a federal-state cooperation program on the refugee resettlement. We're saying we're not going to do that with the Syrian refugees. We will with other refugees coming into the United States. Past that, that's really the extent probably of the authority that we have at this point in time.
Okay. Governor, thank you for coming on and sharing your opinion. We appreciate it.
Happy to do it.